Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back to ABN AMRO live broadcast class. Very exciting day today because it is the allotment day for AIXL. So, for our members who you should have it already. You should have it already. You probably already been notified that you have your allotment. But if you haven't, and you're sure you're supposed to get it, talk to your trader about it and see what happened. All right. So anyway, very exciting time, and because it means that it's going to be next week, 7 days later, we are going to have the AIXL listing, so it's going to be very exciting. All right. So anyway, we have a lot of news going on, a lot of things going on, and then we have the stock market is going great. We have the crypto market is exploding. So everything is for us. So anyway, I don't even think we have enough time to go over everything, so I'm just gonna leave some for Sunday. So anyway, let's get going. Let's go over the financial news. We have a lot of economic news and numbers, and then I just said stock market and the crypto market is totally exploding today. So and then we will go over a little more about the AIXL IEO. I'm going to give you a little more insight on that one. So anyway, let's go. So first of all, we have the president-elect Donald Trump. On Saturday, it was last week, that he was frightened to impose steep tariffs. So more tariffs, right? But I think this one make a lot of sense on the BRICS group of countries over that attempt to create a new currency to replace the dollar. So what is this all about anyway, right? So let me go over the report, and you'll probably know more about this. So Trump said that in the social media post that the U.S. will seek a commitment to the dollar from the bloc, that they will not create a new black currencies, nor back any other currencies to replace the dollar. So this is what happened. There are other countries, especially there is this organization, they call it the bloc, the blocs, which consists of Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Iran. We have Egypt, Ethiopia, and most of all, you have the UAE. So they are in this group that they are going to they're going to trade not with the US dollar. So basically it's what it is, because basically right now all international trade they use US dollars as the currency. So but anyway, they have been talking about that they are not going to use US dollars as a currency anymore. They are going to create their own currency. And what happened is that there are a few countries that has switched currencies already. They switched to the Chinese currency as trading currencies, all right? So this was, it happens last year. It's been going on. And our president had not addressed this, because this has a lot to affect our dominance in the world, the US dollars especially. So that's why I totally understand now that, when it comes to that, Donald Trump is not the president yet, and he's ready for this. But we have Biden is here for the last 4 years, and we have important things like this is happening, and but he's not addressing it. What he's trying to do, abortion, and he was trying to do they're going to support other countries. War, I really don't know about that. Put it this way, I'm not political, but the thing is, when it goes to hurt my dollar, it's going to hurt my money, and I'm going to address that. So I'm not going to I'm not going to talk about Biden, Joe Biden just like pardoned his son. It has nothing to do with the economy, right? But this definitely is. And you know what? Though, not just this. The petrodollar. You know what the petrodollar is? Is when we trade crude oil, we use US dollars to trade crude oil. So crude oil, every barrel is used as we use US dollars as the unit, right? And that had been expired. And they were talking to China about using their currency as the unit. And you know, did anybody say anything about that? No. So now Donald Trump is already addressing this kind of things because this affects the dominance of our country, and it has to do with our economies too. So anyway, I know that Russia has been talking to China about using their Chinese currency to trade. Brazil, I know about that. So and there were other countries in South America as well. So that's why I'm liking this, because like Donald Trump is actually doing something when Biden just kind of sit around and do nothing for the last 4 years. And everybody said he had the policy, him and Kamala Harris, and then they have the policies. It's like, no, those are the good policies are the ones that Donald Trump left. It was the Donald Trump left over. So anyway, let's see about that. And Donald Trump also frightened if they're going to have their own currencies, then they are going to say bye-bye to America. And America, we are going to put 100% tariffs on those countries. So wow. And that is strong. I think that is the kind of leader that we needed to just basically protect our economy. And I got a lot more to say to protect our economy, because I'm going to talk about employment in our country. All right. So anyway, stay tuned. So this is the block. That is the BRICS group, and how are we gonna deal with them? The second part that we have is also it has to do with numbers, and this is quite significant too. It has to do with the manufacturing industry in our country. So anyway, this is basically what it is the ISM manufacturing the manufacturing PSM. But the manufacturing PMI. That is the manufacturing PMI. That is the index that we have. So it has to do with manufacturing industry. So let me go over the report with you, and then we'll talk more about that. So the U.S. manufacturing contracted at a moderate pace in November, with the order growing for the first time in eight months, and factories facing significant lower prices for input. So it sounded real good, right? It does sound real good, because this is the first time in 8 months that the index there's more. It's growing, right? And we got to hear more about that. So the improvement reported by the Institute of Supply Management, ISM, on the Monday tracked similar in the increase in other sentiment survey, which has risen on hopes of more business-friendly policy from the incoming Donald Trump administration. So anyway, let's look into the numbers. So as you see, the index is at the 5-month high of 48.4. Great, from 46.5 in October. So now you start looking, what does this number mean? Every time when you see something around 40 something or 50 something, you will know that this is the readings, the PMI readings. Usually when is above 50 means that it is expanding. The index above 50 is expanding, and then if the number is under 50, that's contracting. So what does it tell us? The manufacturing industry has been contracting. Think about the manufacturing industry that we have. We have auto industry, have a lot others, and we have the airplanes manufacturing too. So, but they're not doing so good because they are not fulfilling their contracts. They have strikes. They have They are not doing good. But anyway, and the reason why this is important because this is accounted for 10% of our economy. So 10% of our GDP. It has to do with manufacturing and has been, but the number, even though the number is great, they are saying is better than expected. It's 48.4. They expect it to be like 47.5. And last month is 46.5. So then it is a great number. However, it is still contracting. It's been contracting for the longest time. So, well, it was worse that it actually went down to 42.5. That was the time. So anyway, we are all excited, but you know what though? No, don't get excited yet, but we will. And I'm telling you right now, we will, because that manufacturing, I think, is coming back right now. It is going to go. It's first of all, it's the costing, right? And then there are a lot of there's like a lot of government aids for the manufacturing industry too. So it's like, for example, the EV perks that the GM got it. I think hopefully Ford is going to get it too. So anyway, so there are a lot of things. That's going on. The government's helping, and I think our economy is going in the right track. So anyway. Yeah, let's see how it is going. But they are saying that yes, we are doing better, but no, we are just our industry, our manufacturing industry is just contracting in a slower pace, and that's it. So it is really that good. Anything lower than a 50 is not going to be good. So anyway, let's see what is going to happen when it gets to January. So that is the manufacturing PMI. The next one we're going to go over are the job openings. And we have two numbers. Yesterday, we have the JOLTS, and then we have the ADP today. And basically, both of this here are the preview for the non-farm payroll that we're going to have on Friday. So, but it kind of mixed. They have mixed numbers came out. But I can guarantee you right now, there are going to be changes when it comes to can't say unemployment. We gotta say employment. The reason why I'm gonna tell you all about it, but let's go over the report first. Let's go over with the JOLTS. It is better than expected. We have 7.5 million jobs, indicating a stronger than expected labor market, and then we have. They were expecting that it's supposed to be, actually what it is like the expected number is 7.5, but the actual number is 7.744 million jobs out there. So it's much better than expected for the JOLTS job opening. And then afterwards, we got the ADP today. However, ADP kind of declined a little bit. We have 146,000 jobs, which is expected is 150,000, which is down a little bit. We have another revised October numbers is 184 from 233. So that was like big revise. So that is not quite good. So we have the JOLTS looking great, but ADP is, well, there are jobs, but is under anything under 200,000. I don't think is a good number. But anyway, those are just numbers. Those are just something. It's kind of like a preview, so we still have to look into the non-farm payroll. However, all these jobs out here, I predicted this is going to happen in January. Because right now we see this. For the JOLTS, we see this boost in the job market. But there are a lot of companies that are cutting jobs out there. I mean, tens of thousands of jobs are on the line. Just Boeing, they'll cut 17,000 jobs worldwide. Well, I'm saying worldwide, but think about like where is the most of the operation anyway. And then you're talking about a lot of tech companies. They are taking out. They're laying off people. We got the hotel industry going strike, and then there's going to be it's insane, right? So. But a lot of those jobs are not going to take an effect right now because of the contract that those jobs, they will be laid off in January. Basically, they're not going to have a job in January, all right? So that number is going to go down. However, we have Donald Trump threatening to deport the illegals out of our country. So that's another thing because the economist was talking about it, because if he start deporting these illegals, then the cost of the business is going to go up, because then they can't hire this illegals. So then for cheap salary, for cheap wages and things like this, right? So I just kind of feel like this is totally insane. Why would you even account for illegal immigrants or illegal migrants that, they're gonna work, they're gonna take our jobs and then work for a lower salary or wages, basically taking our jobs. And they're working illegally, so they're not being protected anyway. But we consider those our, just working numbers. Well, anyway, so in a way that we have companies laying off people. However, if Donald Trump is really deporting these illegal migrants, then you know what? We still need people, right? So this is what I say. Even though we have a lot of big companies, they are laying off people. However, we still have small businesses. Small businesses is accounted for basically most of the businesses out there, and that's a lot of the employment for our economy. So if we don't have these migrants in our country, and I'm gonna say it again, I'm not political, I'm just stating the facts. So then all of a sudden we will have more jobs, a lot more jobs for Americans. And well, it's all about demand and supply. When there are more jobs, well, they will have to pay more to get American working again. So then, well, the job market is going to be better. Our average salary and wages is going to be better. So you know what? It's looking bright. It's looking great. So anyway, so that's my prediction on unemployment. Employment, because the Federal Reserve, like today, Jay Powell was talking about what's going on with rate cuts and stuff. Anyway, I'm gonna go over it a little later. But anyway, it is their job to do the rate cuts based on inflation and also unemployment. So I think the employment part is doing good. So right now, I guess it has to do with the inflation part, right? So that's our jobs. Well, since we just passed our Thanksgiving weekend, we have one of the best retail weekends that we have. We have the Black Friday, and then we also have the Cyber Monday. So let's look into that, because this is important too. Well, we were talking about, who cares, like Black Friday and Cyber Monday? No, not that, because that tells us this is the data for retails. This is retail for the United States of America. So that's why, even though this is just over the weekend, however, this data that even the Fed will kind of use this as a reference that how we doing this year. So let's look into the report. Let's look into numbers. About 197 million Americans shop over the 5-day weekend from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday this year. So anyway, so the number came out Tuesday by the National Retail Federations, and then but anyway, they saw the numbers. But yes, is 197 looks great. The expectation is 183.4 million shoppers. However, it is lower than last year, 200 million shoppers in 2023. Well, it's a little less than last year. However, each of the shoppers are spending more in average. So we're talking about 235 for average shoppers. It's $8 more than 2023. So we have less people, but they're shopping, they're paying more. So with top gifts purchases being apparels and also accessories, followed by toys as well as personal care, the retail trade bodies reported showed that that's what's going on. So the data right now is the data signal retailer success in countering a shorter shopping windows this year, bargain-focused shoppers through the blockbuster deals. So with only 26 days between Thanksgiving and Christmas, oh my God, it's Christmas already. Almost forgot about that, right? So anyway, the NRF is actually the National Retail Federations. They are expecting growth, but in much slower pace. Actually, they're growing in the slowest pace. So anyway, the Black Friday was the most popular day during the Thanksgiving weekend, with about 81.7 million consumers shopping in the stores and about 87.3 million shopping online. That was the report on Tuesday as well. So US e-commerce sales surged 14.6%, which means that during the Black Friday, so a lot of people shopping online. And why would you like to go there? And why would you, it's like Black Friday, why would you want to fight other people in Best Buy, right? So according to MasterCard, Spending Plus, and while in-store sales edge up like maybe 0.7% from last year. So we see both growth, but definitely e-commerce, definitely online sales is much higher. So anyway, so that is the Black Friday numbers. Now let's look into stocks. Back again, we have MicroStrategy. MicroStrategy is buying Bitcoin again. This time they are buying 15,400, roughly $1.5 billion in cash, above average purchase price of around 96,000 per Bitcoin, right? Including the fees and expenses. But however, this is the deal that is not really like, they want to buy, but this deal is actually negotiated. So we'll go over the report a little more. So this acquisition was funded through the proceeds from the sales of the Class A common stocks and under a previously established sales agreement. So between November 25th to the December 1st, the company sold approximately 3.7 million in shares, around $1.5 billion. After accounting for sales commission, this sales is part of the larger strategy under the sales agreement with various financial institutes, which allows for insurance and sales of up to $21 billion in shares. And they have a reason, and they definitely have a reason for that. So as of December 1st of 2024, MicroStrategy total holding for Bitcoin is 402,100 Bitcoins acquired in the cost. That is total cost around $23.4 billion. That's why they need the insurance. And then the average price of the purchase price is 58,263. And now where are we at right now? 98, closing to $99,000 in Bitcoin. So anyway, so that was that. So are they doing good? I think they're doing real good. And I still remember a few years ago when they were interviewing the founder and CEO, and then people still don't really care about it until this year. So the sales agreement is initiated on October 30th, 2024, with TD Security, LLC, and other sales agent has so far facilitated the sales of shares that leaves the company with around 11.3 billion worth of shares still available for the future transaction. So that's MicroStrategy. Right now, the stock is at $406 today. It went up close to 9% today, and that's a reason why, and we're gonna go over it a little later. So now let's go over is Tesla and JP Morgan. And well, JP Morgan had been suing Tesla for the longest time. ever since I believe ever since 2000 like 2000 maybe 18 2021 actually. So they have beef with each other. Well, JP Morgan does. It has to do something happened like 2014. So let me go over the report with you. So well, JP Morgan agreed on Friday to drop the lawsuit against Tesla that accused that the EV maker of vagrantly breaching a contract between the two companies 2014 relating the warrants Tesla sold to the bank. So the move to drop the lawsuit was announced in a one-page filing for both companies in Manhattan court, where they said that they would drop their claims against each other because that's what the JP Morgan spokesperson said is JP Morgan and Tesla have decided to enter into a new commercial relationship and said that's why they want to settle this lawsuit. So yes, of course, with Tesla, with Elon Musk right now, because the lawsuit is over $162 million. to Elon Musk, that's nothing. All right, so it is not wise for JP Morgan to go after Elon Musk because of 162 million. It's better off for them to work together. So anyway, it has some kind of warrant problem, and it has to do with Elon Musk was talking on Twitter in 2018 that was saying that Tesla is going to go private and is going to do the shares $420. They're going to buy $420 per share. But right after, like 17 days later, and he said, "Now we're not going to do that." But you know what? That fluctuates like that. That affected the stock. Like it became very, very volatile, and then JP Morgan can't make a loss on that because of the warrant. So anyway, so JP Morgan was going after Tesla, but you have to understand nowadays. Well, JP Morgan is a big company. It is like its market cap is at 686 billion, but it's not close to Tesla. Tesla is $1.15 trillion in market caps. That's one thing, and Elon Musk will be working with the company very soon. So that is going to be crazy. And yes, right now, Tesla the stock price is at $358. Today it went up around 2%. JP Morgan is down around 0.5% today. However, they said that Tesla at that time was going to go public for $420 per shares, right? So, but at that time though, from that time to now, Tesla already split like twice. The first time is 5-1, and the other time is 3-1. So basically, what it is, $420 per shares. Well, if you kind of keep dividing it, so you want to use today's standard, which is 358. At that time, they were trying to sell it for like $28, basically. So. But anyway, so it's just something that I think is kind of interesting. So that is JP Morgan and Tesla. The next one I'm going to go over, I haven't talked about this company for a while now, is talking about BlackRock. And yes, BlackRock is still the largest asset manager in the world with the $11.5 trillion in assets. Then how can they acquire so much assets so quick? The reason how they do it, they start going around and start buying private equities, basically like buying private companies, and that's a reason why. That's a reason why I do that. So anyway, let me go over the report. So BlackRock, and let me tell you, BlackRock is always going to be in my portfolio because this is one of the strongest company in the sector. So BlackRock will buy private credits from HPS Investment Partners for about $12 billion in all stock deals, and the company said on Tuesday. So anyway, the private credit or lending to companies by institutions other than the banks, which a lot of companies are going that route because there was too many, it's too expensive and too regulated. If you go to Bank of America, Wells Fargo, you go to Chase, we have a lot of, that's why nowadays a lot of people are going to going to private credit, private capital, private credit, private assets, like those kind of companies, private investment, and that's exactly what BlackRock is doing. They are trying to pick up all these companies, this private company, even though the company might worth a few billion, like maybe like $12 billion, but the assets could be $1 trillion. You never know. Like, so of course they would do them. They can do the math. But however, by using $1 billion, they can acquire assets to close to $1 trillion. So that's how they grow so quick. And remember, now they have $11.5 trillion in assets. But you know what? Last quarter, the quarter before, they have 10 trillion. And the quarter before, they only have $9 trillion in assets. So every single quarter, they gain something, they gain like a little over, they gain like $1 trillion in assets. So how they do it, that's exactly how he does it. How they do it. So that's the reason why I really like this company. So anyway, the asset class is expected to grow 2.6 trillion by 2029 from the 1.5 trillion at the end of 2023, according to the data. So anyway, the CEO Larry Fink was talking about it too. Together, we will deliver income solutions for our clients that blended both the best of the public market and the best of the private market in an organized, unified fashion. So that is the business model. So anyway, so that was that. So anyway, BlackRock, as of September 30th, we still have we need to look into the new earning report and see how much assets does it have. But however, it has existing $85 billion in private credit platform as of September 30th. So that's BlackRock. Now let's look into the one that was in financial trouble, SMCI, Supermicro Computer. I mean, everything happened for a reason. On Monday, well, basically what it is like, yep, they screw up in the finance, but everything's fine. So now they have the report ready, and it's moving the right way. It just everything happens for a reason, and especially with NVIDIA, the Blackwell system was overheating, and what's the solution? Supermicro Computer with the liquid cool system is basically made for the Blackwell. So when they were having trouble, yes, this is a solution and there's a demand for it. And then they also fixed the financial problems, and because back then they have the auditor, they have the Ernst & Young, they fired themselves. And then afterwards they kind of look into it. They have the new CFO, they have the new Chief Compliance Officer, General Counsel, and also the VP of Finance. Now, the previous VP of Finance now became the Chief Accounting Officers. We have Kenneth Chung. So anyway, what happened? The company, everything's doing fine. So the report said that this sets the company right now. Concluded that the SMCI's financial statement were materially accurate, and the audit committee demonstrated independence in its oversight. It also found the company's leadership maintained appropriate tone at the top, emphasizing the commitment to the compliance and proper finance reporting. So now let's look into the stock number. We only care about the numbers, right? $41.81. It went up 4% today. Today, anything crypto related, anything tech related, it goes up. So anyway, we have back. So SMCI is back. Remember a few weeks ago? Yes, when it was down, when it rains, it pours. So it was 1725. And that's how bad it was. Now it's back to 41.81. So Supermicro Computer is back on track. Congratulations. The one of them is really back on track. Well, the stock kind of gives it away. It has to do with Intel, because yesterday I think it was yesterday. Yes, yesterday that it was actually not yesterday. It was a couple of days ago. Then the CEO Pete Gelsinger, that is basically resigned for the CEO position, and the stock market kind of likes it. It went up, I think, like 8% or something. Something happened like that, right? However, but it wasn't really like it wasn't really his liking of it, because basically the board saying that if you're not going to fire, if you're not going to retire, if you're not going to resign, we're going to fire you. And it's basically what that is. So that's why he has to step down. And the reason why, well, he has, I mean, like he has really nice direction. He has real big goal he want to achieve, but is it achievable? That's one of the things. He has making goals that is just cost too much money and takes too long, basically. And it's taking too much money that they are not seeing any kind of changes, short-term changes. So that's why they fire. That's why they fire him. He's very ambitious. He wanted to take on Nvidia. He wants to take on Taiwan semiconductor manufacturings, which they are trying to get. They are trying to have them. They build more manufacture plants over in the United States, and they will be making AI chips over here. And now Intel tried to take on the throne when they used to have the throne. So nope, that's not going to happen. So his term is 4 years, and nope, the company is like, that's not going to happen, and the market is loving it. So anyway, that's why the stock came up Monday for like around 8% or so, but it came down today around 2.25% today. So right now it's in $22, still low, but let's see what's going to happen, who is going to take over, and what's the new direction is going to be. The last one we have to go over today is Apple. The reason why? Well, apparently, we talk about Apple AI, which means that Apple Intelligence is not everywhere else in the world. So right now, we just updated iOS, but still, we are the only country that has the Apple Intelligence, not any country. So we're talking about the iPhone 16, but not, even though they are AI capable, the rest of the world does not have those AI functions in it yet. So anyway, and especially we're talking about China here, because China does not allow the Apple to have their own AI in the iPhones. So then Apple has to outsource the AI. So Apple is partnering with Baidu. They are working to add AI features in the iPhones in the China market, but of course facing hurdles that hurt, because the tech giant phone sales in the country is declining. I can see it could decline because it's kind of new and they don't have the AI functions in there yet. And they are also facing problems too. It is that the LLM for the iPhone user is having problems because they are different. They are not compatible yet. But I can totally understand, because like when you talk about LLM, we talk about AI, you have to feed them information. They have to learn. And basically, if the LLM is being learned in somewhere else, it's going to take a little longer time. But still, I can still see Apple is going to be great. A lot of people saying that we have to wait till iPhone 17 to see some major changes and see some major revenues boost. But I don't think so. It's just that it's very competitive out there. Apple in our market, the biggest market for Apple is definitely United States, and then Europe is the second biggest, which there is no competition out there. In China, though, is the biggest market for smartphone market. Yes, there's a lot of competitions out there, But they have to understand too that most people in this market, they own more than one phones, and they have to have at least one iPhone. So that because an iPhone is also associated with being prestige and the reliability of that. And well, you can use an iPhone if you have big enough memory in it. It can use forever. So that's what it is. And the reason why I bring it up, and number shows, because Apple is back to the top, the number one company in the world in market value. We are looking at the stock market. The stock number is $242. It's kind of flat. We are looking at the market caps at $3.66 trillion versus Nvidia became second again, $3.55 trillion in market caps. And now Microsoft, the third, we have $3.26 trillion in market cap. So congratulations, Apple, you became number one again. So now let's look into the stock market. So let me go over the report and then let's see what's going on. So the US stock closed higher on Wednesday was the first time the Dow Jones Industry Average closed above 45,000. And also all three of the indexes hit their new heights. And yeah, basically what it is. And we have S&P 500 raising for the fourth consecutive trading days. Jay Powell was talking, there was an interview and talking about the Federal Reserve that they might be a little more cautious. Basically what it means that is they might cancel or maybe just slow down on the rate cuts. We talked about ADP employments, increase it in a slower pace. The Republican is totally confirmed now. It is the Republicans. We have a Republican president. We have the Senate and the House. Majority is Republican as well. We're taking all three. So now DOJ. We talked about the Justice Court, and then we have DOJ, and it's all going to be Republicans. So it's going to be great. Anyway, there are other news around the world too. We're looking at South Korea and France. So let's talk about France first. The French lawmakers to vote on no confidence motion that basically they are going to kick out the new prime minister because they are broke, because they're struggling to control a huge budget deficit. So anyway, they are going to have a new prime minister, I guess, if anything else happened. South Korea, in the other hand, is kind of interesting because all of a sudden I think, is it yesterday, that he just declared martial law. Then they just have all the armies just rolling in, and then they have after 6 hours later, the House, they try to get into the House and get everybody away. But you know what? They have the late night meeting, and the House they kind of rejected the martial law. So now he is in trouble. I guess this president is getting away too. But this is not the biggest problem. And I asked what happened. I call some of our coworkers over in South Korea, and then they told me what happened. It's kind of strange though. But anyway, because of his move, the stock market plunged, and also their currency as well, just because of that move. So anyway, let's see what's going on with that. But anyway, our stock market is doing better than ever, especially the one in crypto as well. So let me get into it one by one. We have the secondary market of the cryptocurrency is very profitable now. So when we talk about when we talk about the secondary market, which means that just trading securities, basically what it is. So it is better than ever now. So yesterday the market was so hot. RSR and also TRX, they doubled in a day. They doubled in price in a day, and there were so many other ones. The tokens are just rose like in dozens of points. So this is insane. And and right now we are calling this as a rotation right now. So the various sector has been also like being rotated. So which means that one by one, the crypto will rise. It depends on, is it your turn yet? So it comes with this. The reason why what happened, it has to do with Trump nominated a crypto-friendly person. His name is Paul Atkins as the SEC chairman. So Bitcoin, just because of they just ran up from like 94 to like 98,000. Now it's 99,000, I believe. So getting very close to $100,000 mark. So anyway, right now, how we see Bitcoin, our view is not going to change. It's very bullish. If you have a dip, just like what we talked about, if you can buy in dips, great. It would not go under 90,000. 90,000, anything close to there, you start buying. That's opportunity right there. So it's just the easiest thing, and especially we are with this bullish trend. We have our AIXL is going to be listed next week in 7 days actually. So well, let's look into that. Let's look into some of the data. Like if you don't know some of the data of the dates, I have to say the schedule. This is how it's going to be. Today's allotment days. Congratulations for our members that already got your allotment. And then the payment date, you have 7 days. We have from today till the 12th for you to pay for it. The listing date is going to be on the 13th, and that's going to be a locked update. We talked about locked update. Why do we have that? And then it's from the 13th to the 20th. And this is a friendly reminder. If you get your allotment, try to arrange your money and try to pay it down as soon as possible. And that's what, and I'm going to tell you the reason why. If when you like we have the payment date until we have till the 12th, right? By midnight 12 on the 12th by midnight, if you don't have your funds ready to pay it down, your allotment will be gone. Basically, they are going to allocate it to the other people that applied for this IEO and have not get, or maybe haven't got enough of that yet. So anyway, it will be nice to kind of pay it down first. And let's look into a lot of people were talking about what is our, not, I can't really say it's a prediction. It is basically is our analysis. How much is it gonna go? And probably right now with all the things going on right now out there we are being conservative about the growth of this new crypto. So AIXL, we are looking at first of all, it is not going to be less than the AIKK. We are looking at the first day. Is not going to be. It's going to be more than 5 times that the original price, the listing price. So it's going to be a 5. So it means it's going to be 500%. And then within 30 days, we are looking at 3,000%. So that's going to be 30 times. And that is something that's going to happen. It's about Donald Trump's inauguration. That is the day every single crypto is going to pop. So we are looking at probably more than 3,000%. But within 60 days, we are looking at 5,000%. So it is going to be, because AIKK went up around 5,000%. So then, and this one here is going to be much more than 5,000%, but we are being conservative about this. So so that's why I want to remind you to just try to arrange your funds early to pay the allotment down, so that you won't miss the chance of this. Within 2 months, that is going to be phenomenal. All right, so That's all I have for you for tonight. And then have a great night. And then I will talk to you again Sunday night. Have a great night. Goodbye.